Your love is bright as ever, even in the shadows. Baby, kiss me before they turn the lights out.
So I'm going to start off my everyday makeup by brushing my eyebrows with a spoolie. And as you can see, my eyebrows are quite sparse, so filling them in is definitely a must. So I'm just using the MUA brow pencil in brunette. This is literally £1 and it's like the best eyebrow pencil ever. It's the only one that I actually use. But I just kind of outline them and then kind of just fill them in. There's not really a particular way I do it, but I just fill them in and then just brush them out to how I like them. And then I also like to add a bit of concealer underneath just to clean up the edges. I don't do the top of the brows, I just do the bottom, but I know a lot of people like to do both, but I just do the bottom. And then I'm just going to blend everything with my finger.
Baby, love me lights out. Baby, love me lights out. You could turn my lights on forever.
So once I've primed my lid with the e.l.f. eyelid primer, I'm taking the Meet Matte Nude palette and I'm taking the shade Garcia and a Real Techniques blending brush. I'm just going to go back and forth in the crease, and this is just going to work as our transition colour.
They're just hopelessly gazing. Oh, baby, take me.
And then I'm going to be taking the Smashbox Double Exposure palette. I have done a video on this, so I'll leave that link down below. And I'm just taking the shade Copper, and I'm actually going to use it wet. So if you didn't know, these eyeshadows are supposed to transform when wet. So this copper shade is meant to turn into like a metallic shade. And I'm just applying that all over the lid with the brush that it comes with. And just to blend out the edges, I'm taking Matte Garcia, which is the first shade that we applied, and I'm just going to go back and forth with the same Real Techniques blending brush. And then I'm going to be taking the shade Veiled, and I'm going to use that as a brow bone highlight. And I'm just going to use the other side of the brush that was in the Double Exposure palette. So just to add more depth, I'm taking the shade Matte Wood and a Delium Tools tapered blending brush, and I'm just applying that to the outer corners and then just blending that into the crease.
In the darkest night, oh. In the darkest night, oh. In the darkest night, oh. Search through the crowd.
So lately I've been really enjoying using a nude eyeliner on my waterline. This one is from Rimmel, and I just feel like it just makes my eyes look a lot bigger. So a lot of people don't like it, some people do. I personally do like it, so I'm just applying that. And then to prime my face, I'm using the Benefit Porefessional, and I'm just going to use this to fill in my pores. And as you can see, I'm kind of patting it into my skin because I've heard that's how you're supposed to use kind of primers that are for pores. So I'm just patting it into my skin, and I'm taking the NYX HD Photogenic primer, and I'm just using that to prime the rest of my face. This primer kind of leaves a white cast, so I'm not too sure if I like it. I've only just started using it, but as you can see, it kind of leaves like a white cast on my face. And then taking the Mary Kay concealer in, I'm not completely sure what shade it is, but I will leave that down below. I'm just using that to cover any blemishes that I have, and I'm going to blend it with my Real Techniques buffing brush. Okay, so I totally forgot to tell you guys that I did apply some false lashes and I did do a wings liner, but I did it off camera just because it's really difficult to get my head in the frame. And to conceal under my eyes, I'm using the Benefit Boing.
I give you everything, baby, love me lights out. Baby, love me lights out. You can turn my...
I really like that really highlighted look, so I'm taking the Benefit Erase Paste in the shade Deep, and I'm just applying that basically on top of the concealer that I already have on, and also on the bridge of my nose and my Cupid's bow, and a tiny bit below my lip. And I'm just going to blend that out with my finger. And then to set that, I'm taking the NYX Set It Don't Fret It matte finishing powder. Again, I've only just started using this, but I seem to be liking it. But I definitely feel like a little goes a long way because it can look a bit ashy sometimes. So since now it's getting a lot warmer, I definitely feel like a powder foundation is really great for those of you who have oily skin. So I'm using the Bare Minerals Ready Foundation. I've only started using it and I do quite like it, but how I use it is I just dab my Real Techniques buffing brush and tap off the excess and then just going circular motions all around my face. I'm not sure if this shade completely matches me because I actually picked it online, but you should really get colour matched. And they also provide a brush, but I don't have it, so I just used what I had. But I'm also going to lightly contour my face with the Sleek Contour Kit. And as you can see, I'm using an e.l.f. powder brush because I don't really want a harsh contour, just kind of to warm up my face a bit. And for blush, I'm using the Sleek Blush in Sahara. This is probably like my favourite drugstore blush, and it's definitely great for those of you who have like deeper skin tones. So I'm just applying that to the apples of my cheeks with the Real Techniques multitasking brush. And then for lips, I'm just lining them with a brown lip pencil from NYX. I would usually go with a nude lip, but it was just not working, so I just decided to go with something slightly different. So I'm taking the Sleek True Colour lipstick in the shade Mystic, which is just a matte shade. It's the most drying thing ever, so you definitely have to like use a chapstick prior to applying it, but it's a really pretty colour. I'm just applying that all over my lips. So that is it for my everyday makeup. Thank you all so much for watching. All the product shoes will be listed in the description box down below, and I will see you all in my next video. Bye!